So going back to the Qs, again, candle bottom, candle wick today. So 4 hour, do we have empty space above? Yes. Are we bouncing? Yes. So you're banking on the fact that we gap down underneath this and then try and go hit that floor. Otherwise, and again, I don't think it's bad to be on the fence here, but tomorrow, right, there could be a potential trade, even if it means going lower and popping higher, with a recovery of 522.50. 522 or 523 would be the punchback, and then we have empty space all the way up to 525 and 525.50. SPY finally have some structure above us, right? Whenever it's time to go back up, we'll be there. Now, I know a couple of you were aiming for this floor. We got there, filled the gap, right? And now we have structure. I'm not one to typically go short when we hit a target. I'd rather wait for, gap down and so you're running the risk and now, one thing I can say is that when you did break down on SPY, you pulled yourself back up, right? So on a lower time frame, there was definitely a retest, and then you broke back down. So tomorrow, gap down underneath that 604.22, and I think that we'll see a cost basis hit. It's definitely possible that we, with a punchback there, leg down into that 601 level. So my thoughts are on this one. Is on the lower time frame here, it is still possible to go and hit 603, and if we do it really quickly or gap down, right, that would be a really easy reversal trade. IWM. Now this one, I think I'm going to swing into. I tried earlier on some shorter expiration contracts. Ended up getting stopped out on the bounce, which is okay. But I am looking for a potential leg down. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I will hedge, right, for the worst case scenario. And I think I can do that really, really cheaply. So we have considerable amount of space down. If this was to pop up, 248 would be a potential target. So anything within that range, risk to reward wise, that fits your. Let's see here. Yeah, you could literally get 244s or 243s for little to nothing, just in case, right? So if you spend 100, you could spend 20, $25. And for tomorrow, the IWM target first would be 234. And for tomorrow's contracts, I think those fit my risk to reward or anybody's risk to reward. And you can wait till the very last moment if you want, but I think that bounce back up and lack of recovery give us a chance to break this floor and fall into that empty space underneath us. So
Hey,
234.
I was gonna say why the 234s? Sorry.
Because
I
that was
missed it.
target based, right? We have 235.60 right here, and then you kind of have like this little candle close at 234.50. So yeah, either one, right? I mean, 235s are 10, but what are people going to be buying when 234, or 235 gets hit?
Yeah. Okay.
234s. So
No, that makes sense. I had 235.60. That's why I thought you would say
that's
235.
that's
But
and
okay.
that is a tangible. I mean, that's this previous
Right.
floor right here.
Yep. Okay. Sorry. No, that makes sense. That's what I was seeing, so I didn't know what I was missing. But thanks.
Okay. 1 second.
What did he say he was hedging with?
234s or 235s.
235.
234s, 235s. I think this is a pretty good risk to reward trade. And then obviously like in this case, Hughes and SPY did the dumpy. Expect for these to kind of do the same tomorrow. Okay, so let's review. Hedges can be from 243 to 244, right? Worst case scenario. I think 244s are fine. And then to the downside, 230, 230. Did I say that? Did I reverse that? Yeah, 243s to the upside, and then 234s to the downside, right? I mean, one could pull out Valst reproductive organs and aim for 231, the whole enchilada. So if you wanted to add some like 233s or 232s, those are also but that would be more speculative, right? You might have to hold through a nasty bounce or two. So everybody clear on that one?
Yes, Captain.
All right.
Check.
Yeah, thanks. That's kind of what I'm doing with the Qs. I'm getting a hedge on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
Yep.
Mara looks all right. It's like it's coming back to a cost basis.
Okay. Let's see.
Right.
That looks all right down.
Yeah, down. Yeah.
Let's say 2110. Let's see, 4 hour. 2130, 2140. Right in that area. Would be my target. That might be for a good bounce play, too. Down, sideways. If it pinches, pop right back up. Huh?
Right, almost at 11 as well, like the support level.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Similar to Mara, I'm just saying.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that one's getting... Well, this is actually... I don't know if anybody rolled Riot out, but this is... Should go to my target of $10. I mean, that's what I'd be aiming for.
That's what I'm counting for.
Cool. Yeah, I mean... Definitely, if you did swing over the weekend, you're getting paid here. All right, so that's about that. Now we do want to take a look at the Forex Factory for tomorrow, right? And I believe we have nothing happening, right? Just small business index, OPEC meetings, non-farm productivity bullshit. But this, so we got okay. This is how it's playing out in my mind, right? Q's big leg down, right? We have more empty space underneath. We have tomorrow where we could get a big move and then like today kind of chop it up, right? In anticipation for bigger data, right? So Wednesday, we're going to find out, I think, with that propellant, if you will, whether or not the Qs are going to go to 518 and all the way back down here to 516. If SPY might be punching down, right, and moving back down to the 601 level. IWM already kind of has, its move kind of set up. 231 is a potential target down, which is a pretty nasty leg. So we have Wednesday and then right after Thursday with more data coming in pre-market. I know a lot of people get scared, especially those of you who are new. You might be, some people don't like swinging into these events. I am pretty stuck on the mechanical thing. So this just acts like fuel to what setup is already in motion. No need to overcomplicate it. All right. I think if I was to narrate any sort of Ooh, SPY's moving right in there. Any ill movement or non-productive movement, it would be a retest back up on the Qs, and then you just fucking chop and create a downtrend, and then leg down, right? And that might be tomorrow. That might be tomorrow, which is why if you're long or if you're short on the Qs, right? 525 is the worst case scenario here. Damn, SPY is eating. All right. If you guys have any requests, we'll take those now.
I put Nike in there.
All
Put
right.
Target.
I put your mom.
Oh my God, that's gonna be on YouTube. You
Did you
dick.
pick her up?
Oh, was it? You
Uh-uh.
didn't say you were on YouTube.
Yeah, this is gonna be tonight's recap, dude. So when everybody's trying to educate themselves and get caught up on what Potter Stocks is doing,
He
they're
did say he was
gonna.
recording.
I was
Man.
in it now. My bad.
So where's your mom? Is that here? Let's see. Oh, it's not coming up.
Your mom.
All right.
Probably a
Yeah.
meme coin.
You're lucky I don't like my mom. All right. So yeah, I would obviously the move is down in the box. You did move up, you did retest, you did pull back, right? We actually talked about it I think last night or yesterday. And so yeah, tomorrow 77.26 breakdown. At this case, or in this case, I'm gonna look at this previous floor, right? And I know that on a lower time frame, probably have some structure here. So that would be the first target. Second target could be another leg down to this cost basis. So,
So, would you consider that like a punch down with that wick?
yeah,
Is that
yeah,
part of it?
I would. Yeah, I would consider this to be part of a punch down. Now, Nike, because of the way it's falling and the way the data set up, it is possible that you get a little, right, retest back up and then fall because this is a lot of empty space. But I mean, if you got in here or break here or anywhere in there, I would still be holding for the leg down because it looks good for a punch down. It really does. I always try to look at like based on what we're seeing in front of us, like what is possible, and it's always possible that you pull the last bit of volume out of this floor, but obviously we don't want to sit there and worry about that. We just want to pay attention to price action. So, all right, target, 24 hour. So good move up. I know that yeah, so I do think Target looks good. The one thing I wasn't really happy with this morning was, and it's the same thing or same feeling I guess I felt when Nike did the same thing. But it did move up really, really, really quickly. Now already we're pulling back, right? But how are we pulling back? We're pulling back really, really quickly. And on the hourly or 15-minute, right, we have this tiny little structure. Look at that. Cost basis even there. So leaving behind all of this empty space, I think it's inevitable that Target comes back up, right? But I think what this narrates is a potential up and down journey or the need for a longer expiration, which with any empty space that looks like this, it's probably really important. But yeah, I would be looking towards the top of this channel. And I think looking at it now, and based on what I know on the lower time frame, my goal would be to see this with that wide oscillation of price, and 140.55 psychological is sitting there, right? So Visa to the downside. So this is a 24-hour punchback potential, right? And you can see today you got pushed back down underneath and you're closing at the floor. right? So I don't think it's a terrible idea. I like that setup. I know it is my box that is off. And so yeah, I would be looking towards the floor here. God damn it. And that obviously would be, I can tell by two 24-hour candles sitting side by side that that's consolidation. More than likely on the 4-hour. There it is. And so that would give you your floor break 306. DJT. I haven't looked at that one. Oh my god. If still have the same target up over this flat candle, 37.17. Target would be 39. If 39 is broken, the top at this 44.71 would be the next one. And I know there is a downtrend here, so that would kind of line up. Neo. So actually good candle close. I still like this one. And we had this one on the watch list. I believe a thing called let's see. $6. How high? 200% up. I mean, maybe if you go into next week, 650s and $6 would be two targets I would be looking for. The contracts are obviously not below 10, but they're still not bad. And it might seem crazy that that could be a potential move, but we know better, right? Neo will absolutely fucking explode given the opportunity. So I don't think that I think above today's high is where, yeah, that opportunity to take 560 and $6 flat targets there are pretty clear. And this is probably going to be in unison with other Chinese stocks, right? PDD lost its I was a little bummed out on that one, but because I did like the setup a lot, right? Outside of there, pop up, fill the empty space. You have, so you're required a gap up, and then you have an immediate target of 122.50, 122.80. And this is just because you have two boxes sitting on top of, or sitting within each other. So punch back, target, target, and then obviously the chances of a pretty nasty reversal would be pretty high. So, but I tell you what, man, Chinese stocks can be pretty scary. All right.
Riot again today, and I'm already up 100%.
Did you really? Oh yeah, you got it. Yeah, this one comes down to that gap, dude. I don't see it any other way. A cat.
But I think I'm not going to.
You can always trim and roll, but it's up to you. Yeah, I mean, at least up to the 1963 and $21 would be the two targets there. Cool. All right.
Yo, Potter, I'm
Uh-huh.
looking to hedge my AAP with some 45 puts because we failed to grab any sort of floor. We had like a little bit of
the same thing, dude.
yeah, we had a little bit of structure that we rejected cost basis off of on like the hourly.
Sounds like a whole bunch of crying to me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
I
joking.
guess.
So 40, you're actually all right. And while you are very much correct in your analysis that you failed to grab something, but you didn't fail to, or well, you didn't grab nothing. You grabbed something. So this is the structure. Look at this, dude. Little tiny fucking box. Cost basis 48.87. This is your floor. 46.75. So you tell me, right? What happens if we lose this floor?
We go bye-bye.
Yeah,
Alright.
Phil.
Bye. Great. Okay. Well, find that contract on the chain for me. So you're gonna retest, right? 45. So yeah, you know, that would be a tangible target underneath you. But right now I think that, you know, it's not a bad idea to look for a bounce here right around the 50% mark of that candle as well. So what's up, Neil? DB.
Hello.
Nice.
I'm not hedging that.
Hello.
We bounce.
We bounce.
MDB has earnings after
Does it?
close.
Oh. Okay. Target 1. Target 2. That was easy.
Sweet.
Sorry. Earnings does really well. I mean, yeah, that would be my 2 targets.
Yeah, the contracts are fucking hella priced, so not doing that one.
Damn.
To me, it looks like it's probably gonna dump because it hit cost basis and rejected, right?
Yeah, but you got to remember,
the question.
24-hour candle isn't done. So this is just really I mean, you could pop right back up with earnings, you know. Today's price action didn't do anything really. Yeah, it did touch cost basis, but if you remember Tesla's earnings, it actually broke cost basis down and then pulled itself back up right before earnings. So
I'm not taking it. I'm just seeing like, I mean, I see your levels perfectly fine from top and bottom, but just your expertise.
expertise.
Sorry, could I ask a quick
Can you add
favor
another
while
stream
you were?
because we can't see out?
Yeah, I got you. What were you saying?
Sorry, yeah, could I ask a quick favor before because we were just talking about AAP.
Uh-huh.
Can you do me a favor? Can you go back? You know how you go back and replay it sometimes?
Yeah.
Let's say either watch it on the 15 or the hourly. And can you just replay it like real quick and kind of walk us through what happened today and what you would have done?
Sure thing, but
each-
we got 4 minutes left, so let me get through these requests really quick for the
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry,
YouTube
my
video.
bad.
No, you're all right. All right. Hold on. Multitasking here. There we go. Oh, fuck. Whoops. Okay, we're good. Okay. All right. What was I? Sim. All
Thank
right,
you.
yeah, no problem. This one looks like it's coming back down. Could punch here, fill that empty space down to 26.63, which would just be part of the trend. So that would be the immediate target right now. You do have a ton of empty space to the upside, but that's not happening until you're above 30.75. So maybe come back down and retest. C3 has earnings today, I believe. Now this one is at a weekly floor, right below it, rather. So the target would be 48, right, on a potential earnings trade, or even down to 30 would be the two. Well, yeah, I would say 30 right there. 58 if things went crazy, but yeah, that's what I see. Punch back through here, empty space up to 58.86. So, Lily. Box. I would be guessing that this thing is probably going to come back down and create a range. So the first target would be underneath me at right. We might go ahead and just give it the wick. Yeah, there it is. 773. And if that breaks, then this little tiny gap here at 753. In the floor, obviously, but AVGO earnings here in just a minute, I believe, right? Is that correct? 1, 2, 3 off the top, 4 off the top. I think this one could
Thursday.
go. It's Thursday. I think this one could go fucking nuts. I think it could go to like 214. You know. Yeah, that's what I see right now when I look at this chart. I mean, if it goes the right way, pop right out. You know, and I mean, maybe you only go to 200, but I think inevitably you hit the top of that channel. So,
Is that 100% or is that like a 50-50?
I mean, nothing. I can't. Damn, what the fuck?
What? I want a full pour or not?
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you're fine. Celsius, good 24-hour candle close. Did secure the floor. Didn't break cost basis. If it does, obviously the top at 33.38. And then you have cost basis in here, and that would be right around 34.80. So a lot more is required of Celsius. It does have a nice little channel though. So if it can break up and out, I mean, the same target as we had last time. Just didn't get there, 39.50, and that's probably the best risk reward that trade offers. So, UPS, that's not a ticker. Retest, right? Now, I don't think this is out of the ordinary, especially with you legging down so quickly. And so I would be paying attention to tomorrow, right, where you have this floor. Let's see, box here. Yeah, so the warning zones, like if it was to break, right, and go the opposite way, which could just be an effort to, yeah, I think you might experience a little bit of a rejection here, and it could just be sideways action until you break down. But the way that you laid down, I think, has a lot to do with why you bounced at such a significant floor. So that'd be my tomorrow's goal. Because that just the way that you bounce is also really quickly. So just as easily you can come right back down. Lulu. Now this touched. Is that 50%? From here to here. It is. Look at that. There's your imbalance on the diddly dot. 420.50. So the next target. Now you're still holding your floor. So that's good. Don't lose it. If you do, downside is vulnerable. But at this point, right, target has been hit. So your job is to be down here in a lower time frame and start mapping this out, right? Anything underneath 398.65, and we run the risk of laying down. All right, you have 14 minutes on the Qs, SPY, IWM. What are you confused by, Mabusi? Oh yeah, thanks for the server boosting, y'all. Damn. I couldn't figure out how to do it. I'm sorry, to be honest with you. I was trying to figure out. I thought I already did boost it.
You guys have a good night. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, brother. Peace.
See you tomorrow.
Who does?
It's fucking nice out. Who's trying to chill, smoke some loud, feel me?
Oh my god, TJ. TJ, this is going on YouTube, dude. Stop.
Bro, that sounded like a soundboard.
It was a soundboard. That was not a real person. I mean, it was a real person, but
Okay.
that's still someone in the
Fired
group. So stupid.
It's not even nice out. It's mad cold.
Yeah, it is. 395.75 would be your trigger down there. So, all right. Oh damn, you left right before I already did that one. Never mind. One. Yeah, this one. It's just waiting for earnings. When is that? That's this.
Like my chart though.
I would like it more if it came off of the very top. Right? You can't just pick this and say that's the new trend, right? This is the trend. You see that?
Got it.
Yeah. Nice and clean. So yeah, I think my target, 1812 and 1867 are the two Macy targets there. To the downside, who fucking knows, man? This thing actually does have this is where it could be like, yeah, worth it just to fucking fuck around, because I know these would be abysmally cheap, but like you have 1250 if fraud hit the fan type dumpy, but when you're stretching when you're stretching out that far, it stops becoming so mechanical and more speculative, because you can't promise that this floor is going to break. If it does, 14's broken, that's an easy short. Fuck, I might try it, but Do you mind sharing your Rivian chart when you get a second? I got a second. Great close today. Absolutely awesome. We hit $15, which was sick. My Riot equity is is up pretty nicely. And I mean at this point, I think we still got it in us to get above 15 and go up into the $16 area. I mean, this is what I want. I think something like I said, I'm it's not too early to say. But I really feel like something's good. Some new. I think. Hold on. Let's stop. Let me show you what I think. Let me put what's in my head in your head.
You said Riot Equity, but you meant Rivian.
Rivian. Sorry. Yeah.
Pause.
Fuck it. I mean, double that. You know. I think it's possible that we see. You know. I mean, doesn't that look real? That looks like it's about to happen. I mean,
it's like a reversing head and shoulders, pretty much.
Clip it.
Yeah, right. I'll just leave that there. That's what I see. I think this thing is gonna go crazy. So, I'm really amped up that I got such a good equity buy on this thing. Like, really fucking amped up. It's good. But Riot, like, look at this empty space right here, folks. You see why I feel that way? Like, and look at the bullshit. Look at, oh my god, it's almost a replica. Right? Sideways bullshit, sideways bullshit. You start moving through structure, reclaiming floors. There's a punch back here, punch back there, punch back there. Empty space. So, yeah. Here to there to there. The equity is going to keep me in the game no matter what. Because, you know, a buy yeah, a buy around $10 or 10.43 actually is the average there. That's worth holding. So,
Hey, looks like your Oracle technical last is coming true. Bad earnings today.
how much were those contracts?
And
I don't know.
and you
Expensive.
and there's still no. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. There's still no bother in even looking at the contracts for that.
Oh, I did. I did. Yeah, I have Rivian $24 calls for March 21st. They're up 8%.
Copy.
But yeah, we're out there. How do you guys? How do you know it's not going to bounce and range? Is my question. Like, would we be looking at the strength of the bounce? It's going down in pre-market now, but when I was looking at it, it was a different story. I mean,
Yeah, another good equity if you want is could be QBTS.
Qubits or whatever.
Yeah. D-Wave.
Yeah. Well, fuck, that shit's over with now. Not really, but damn. Yeah, you went and ate up all that empty space. I still see a $7 target up there. So you definitely have more. But it seems like you kind of lost your grip on that floor there. So yeah, I think if this were traced back down, I would like it more. That'd be dope.
What do you think about it on the hourly?
It needs to go and reclaim.
Okay.
Yeah, right here.
Reclaim that, got you.
And then you should pop up and hit 533. So I think with that question, you know, you've got straightforward floors, right? Like on the cues. Like the question is, how do we know that's going to bounce, right? First of all, how'd you get there, right? You fell really quickly. You dumped, right? You pulled back, you went and I mean, this whole dump was all red. So at that point, right, a floor is a floor is a floor, right? all of this price action is held up here. So I know it's going to bounce. I know it's going to bounce, right? And yes, my job is to observe price action, right? And in this case, this previous resistance right over here came in and caught that price. I think it even retraced 50%. But regardless, right? That is just a straightforward, okay, if this is a floor and we are flushing into it, it'd be the same thing to the upside, right? The same thing to the upside. When you when you have, right, and this is why I talk about how you move, right? When you move like this and you run into a floor that looks like this, right? You are going to pull back, right? Even if it's just for a moment, you're going to reject. That is where orders to sell are at. That's not my opinion. That's just how it is. So the same thing in reverse, there's orders to buy at floors that are clear, right? So on the Qs, all those computers people like to talk about all the time, right? Those computers, I mean, first of all, right here is important. But those computers are programmed to buy at a specific spot. And they do. So when you, and this is, I think, time in the market allows you to experience how stocks move. You move really quickly. You hit a floor, so it's likely to bounce, go up tomorrow. No, that's not that. So right now, right, our job is to get back up above something, right, to reclaim something. And so as we move down, right, we go to the hourly. What do we see, right? This is what, well, I'll tell you what I see. Yes, it is possible to bounce, right? And I think that possibility comes from the fact that data is on Wednesday and not tomorrow, right? So everybody's going short, pop up, hit this, go flat. Everybody is waiting in anticipation for data. Data comes in, retest has been had, right? Then we punch down through the structure we created here and here. And now, can anybody tell me what has happened to this buy floor today? What did we do to it? That's good if you want to be short. Well, we bounced off it, but what is that dynamic? What's happening there? There is volume on the floor, right? It's like a vacuum cleaner. Every time you go over it, you pick up more volume, more volume. That's not the best metaphor. But when you have a floor or an area where buyers control the price, they have, let's just put it this way, they have a certain amount sitting there. And at some point, the orders get filled. The amount goes down. The orders get filled. The amount goes down, right? And eventually, it's also just exhaustion. Buyers can't hold that price up. Nobody wants to buy anymore. So we sell. So when you bounce off of a floor like this, this is a huge extraction of volume. Get out of here. Throw those shares away, right? You come back down. You bounce off this floor. You let them do it again, maybe. You bring it back down, and now what do they have? Right? It's like, I don't know, launching cannonballs at a fucking wall. Eventually, it's going to come down the more that you bounce off of it or hit it. So you're weakening this floor for what I think is inevitably going to be a drop. Like, inevitably, we will see a leg down and a gap fill on Qs. So how you move and where you're going to, right? So let's just go dive into the future. Let's say that we open up here. Oop, nope. Give me that. We open up here. 519. Right? The target, especially, right? So let's say you swung. If it in one fucking candle flushes down, right? 2 candles, flushes the fuck down, and you are going to bounce, all right? Period. The only other variable there would be a market-wide sell-off where you're breaking down through structure, but here's what does not change. You're going to bounce, even if it's just for a moment. I suspect that when we bounce off of an area like that, the immediate thing would be to go up, touch your open, and then chop these fuckers to death. Right? Build a box in between these two structures, right? Wick it down into cost basis, thinking like a market maker, and then drive the fucking price back up. Thus, creating my masterpiece. No, I'm sorry. This.
That was nice.
And that's a channel. I actually am a market maker, guys, this whole time. I'm just kidding. Not, but that would be, you know, okay, how you're moving, and this is something that I'm putting in the next, you know, PBS, but it's like that observation of price action is what gives you the. That's why, like, even when after you have the Potter box down, you understand the mechanics, you know candlesticks, you got the definitions down, you still have time in the market that you're due, right? That you have to pay attention to. And what's cool about that is it's up to you. You're in charge of how quickly you understand that. So like if that means that you're laying in your bed at night and you're casting, you know, your chart onto your crypto or futures and you just build a couple boxes and just watch. Don't trade. Just watch. Or maybe you got out of a trade and you're just chilling and listen. People are saying weird things in the Discord. Then you can do the same. Pay attention. Go down to the what. So I tell everybody to stay on the higher time frames. Absolutely. But you should go down into the lower time frame because some of the it is really fun as an educator to show people that what I say on the 24-hour is going to replicate itself on the 1 minute. Now, when the 24-hour gets choppy, the 1 minute will start stacking boxes and consolidating in a way that makes it unchartable. Hence why we don't stay down there. But in areas of quick liquidity, you know, fast money, we're moving quickly, that's where it becomes really, really interesting. And you get to pay attention to how price responds and you know what to expect, right? When you hit a wall. With Tesla. I mean, Tesla was a great example, was it not? You ran straight to that wall. How'd you run? Super fast, right? Look.
Hard and fast, yeah.
So fast. Too fast. Right? And in one candle, your ass is grass. Nasty. So this is why it is so important to have on a piece of paper in your mind, however you work, right? And this is up to you. You design it. You make sure that it works for you. That's up to you. You know exactly, okay, I'm taking this trade at point A and I'm taking it to point B. I get out at point B, profits are taken, the trade is secure. If I have runners, that's fine, but it has to be within my risk, right? So that means I know that if Tesla punches back down into this box and loses its floor, okay, cool, I took it here. I didn't get as much as I wanted to, but the play's done. You're good to go. Walk away. Right? Or maybe you said, okay, well, if it hits this wall, draw a box. What's underneath us? Okay, I want to go short. Short from here, right, to here. And this is where I hear a lot of you guys go wrong because you start to was that the play that you originally came up with? You start to now I do the same thing, but I also know A to B, right? That's where my trade takes place. If it goes beyond that with runners, and so I'll admit, right? Sometimes that leaves me like, oh shit, you know, like it's still going. But at the end of the day, 8, 9 times out of 10, you're going to do exactly what ANF does, what Tesla did, you know, what Nike did. You run up fast, you hit the 50% mark on Nike, and you come all the way the fuck back down. So, and then when you bounce back up, you blow all of that selling volume out of the water. There's still nothing up above you from that previous 50% mark. You left a box and you punch back, you make a new high through the empty space. And when you hit that empty space, I mean, you just did it actually on the 24 hour. You know, if you wanted to trade that pocket, right? There you go. Get in, get out, be gone. Here's why. I know that, and this is, I think, where some people just get nervous because they don't know if they're going to be capable of doing it, or, you know, it's a nervous, but dude, everything we do in life, right? When we first do it is scary or weird or different, right? But like, you're taking it from A to B. Why? Empty space, first green candle to my left, and there's structure up above me. What does structure require? Volume, right? And so if you're running up really, really quickly and you don't grab a floor, then it's really none of my concern. If the candle closes on the floor, quit panicking, start looking at the lower time frames, utilizing this floor, and that's fine. I know a lot of you guys like to get up on the floor. That's okay, right? What always matters is your ability to adhere to a stop loss. That's all, right? And take a look at that. Look at that little box right there. You hit the floor of that box and you fall. It's kind of cool because when you punch through this, you have empty space all the way up to cost basis. But if your goal is to take it from here to here, you're not saying, well, you know, maybe I leave half of the position. No, that's the play that you came up with, right? So you're taking it from A to B, leave some runners, they get stopped out, get rid of them. If it goes up and it hits cost basis and closes with a green candle, bright and shiny up against it, do what you got to do, right? Start looking long. Look up. What's above you? Empty space. Right? Go to a lower time frame. Can't find the green. There it is. Look. Bam. Play's done. Simple. That's how we make money. This is how we make money. But we don't make money by trying to over speculate past that. And again, there's been very few times that I've been like left out. You know, like there's been some times where I got out of Tesla too soon. Because that motherfucker does kind of bend the rules as far as like rippage. But it still adheres, you know. All-time highs, top. You run really fast up to it. Pop. You're going to reject. So it's likely to bounce or go up tomorrow. So, oh, sorry. I just rereading that comment. But anyway. Yeah, hopefully that makes it make sense. Nice little channel here on. Oh, damn. Look at that. Oof. Yeah. All right. I think we got everything in here. Chat, I didn't look at, and then we'll look at. I didn't forget about the APP or AAP play. Why?
No worries.
I got a memory like an elephant. That's done drugs. I'm just kidding. So you've got I don't know what the fuck this is. Full Truck Alliance. Apparently, I have charted it.
Yeah, it's a
before.
Chinese company.
Holy shit, dude! Apparently, yeah, a long time ago, we charted this and basically put this box up. You punch through it, right through the top, and it looks like right now you're caught up in this small area of consolidation. Yep.
Yeah, that's
So
my concern was I have some runners and my price target was 13, but I'm worried it's going to pull back.
1355. What's the worst case scenario?
Well, I don't make more money.
Well, is it options?
Yeah, I have options. Yeah,
Okay.
I have tens. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, wow. I mean, you could hedge, you know, with I don't know what the cost is on those contracts, but you know, if you could find somewhere around the $10 mark, you know, that would be worst case scenario tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem to make much of a difference. I actually don't mean to have it on, Dave. It's kind of weird because like on target, obviously dividend, that chart looks pretty different with it. Now the odd thing is both seem to be true at the same time. So I start to wonder if it has really any relevance at all. So all right. So your question, Jesse, was could we go down to like the 15-minute and basically map out like how would I have gotten in on this? Is that the question?
No. So there's probably a couple reasons why I did what I did. Just because I'm dealing with a micro account, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have a very big, what I consider to be a very big position to start with. So, and I'm still in it because I still have some calls for next week,
Mm-hmm.
2 different strikes. But anyway, so I'll just tell you what happened. I was watching on the 15, and it was a tiny gap down, but I did see it gap down. So, and another thing was I don't think I was being greedy, because when I seen it was sitting at like 458, right, percent.
Mm-hmm.
So I went ahead and because I'm still in some other strikes, I went ahead and pulled the plug on the rest of the calls for this week. Even though, you know, I still have some days left, but so yeah, that's that. So I just want to see, you know, what I could have done differently, or if that was right or wrong.
Well, one thing that I want everybody to understand is that contract time has nothing to do with whether or not like if your target's been hit and it happened 2 weeks before your expiration, doesn't matter, right? That's still the play that you set in place, you know, or the target that you had gone for.
Right.
Now, one thing that I you know I look left, and you know I always have the same goal with any trade that I take, right? Is I want to be able to always map out what is above and what is below, right? And that's of the utmost importance when I'm trading. You know, where would this thing start to collapse? And so looking at this, right, anytime I can see that our target has been hit and a floor has been created underneath us, I typically will use that floor as a trail stop. Right? So when that breaks down and signifies that on a higher time frame that we are losing our floor, right? And that happens to be a little bit higher right here. But we lose that floor. And so, I mean, my question would be, what was the play that you had decided on when you took this, right? Was it AAP to the first target, or was it AAP all the way to 57? Because there's really only 2 options here.
No, that's why it didn't hit my target exactly, but she was damn close.
Let's see.
At least on these strikes here.
And so what, you were looking at 50?
Correct.
Right. So I think one good solid rule of thumb, and it's typically why I mark it out on the chart. And if you see multiple price targets off of it, right? So 46.80, right? Maybe you pull it up 47. But 46.80, where these 2 bounces off are, that's a trim area for me, right? Now, if you have 5 contracts, that gets difficult, right? Because then you don't have that availability. But what I can say, right, is I think this was probably best solved, right? Because here's what I see. This floor, and it doesn't translate well from the higher time frame, but what you're looking at is that right there is going to translate to that daily floor, right? And there's a box that builds while holding itself underneath it. So we have 24-hour targets, but oftentimes when things are running fast, what are we doing? Zooming in.
You leave him behind empty space.
Well, yes, but when we're moving fast, what information can I derive from a candle like that? Nothing. Right? Maybe the 50% mark of that candle, but I can't really, there's no structure in there, right? That's it. So I have to go and this is actually where, right there. Now, granted, it builds a box around cost basis, which if you had held to deliberate, I would have been like, okay. But as soon as this broke that low, that's it, right? That would be where I say, okay, well, a major target, 4-hour target, has been hit. Obviously, we still have a 24-hour target farther out from there. And one thing I will say is I don't think this is done, right? I don't think that AAP's, gonna hit it or die now. But if you're holding something, and again your target is from A to B, and maybe it does hit a 24-hour level that comes shortly before that, that's where you're going to just have to accept that, yeah, the first floor to your left is the most important and the most likely to get hit. Right? Hi,
Yep,
guys.
copy.
Love you guys. Sorry.
We love you too.
Sorry. Kids got home.
Don't be sorry.
All right. I mean, but otherwise, you know what is always kind of a really grounding thing is while we sit there and deliberate on how to get rid of 400 and 500 and 300% contracts, there's individuals who are stressing about taking things over 50%, so which usually impresses upon people that they need more capital, to accomplish things. But yeah, I think maybe just having a recognition that price action is moving fast, and so therefore you need to pay attention to what's on the lower time frame coming from the left, because that's going to really help you make a plan while it's happening. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, copy that, dude. I appreciate it.
No problem. Anybody else have any questions, concerns, comments?
Did you take a nap or no?
No, I took a twilight gaze. I just gazed to nothing. I just kind of closed my eyes and laid there. I got, what sucks though is I got really sleepy. Like I actually felt like I was falling asleep.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they don't have like some sleep thing with those VR, that headset of yours, like something to put you to sleep.
I'm sure they do, but I think of it as like shoving my TV or my face up against a TV screen to go to sleep. It's also not comfortable to lay down with, because you can watch movies on it. Yeah, you can actually. It's one of my friends. He's not a big fan of it. I don't know if he's on here. No, he's not. But he's not a big fan of it. He's like, get out there and like, go do it in real life. I'm like, yeah, but I would argue, right, that people have always found things to preoccupy their time. Reading fucking magazines and newspapers was like, parents had their faces in those. Then the TV and football and sports, people have their faces in those, and you know, then phones. It's just like one thing after another. So like obviously everything with balance, but like the fact that you can pull up a screen that's the size of your entire room, you know, and watch like a 4K movie, like that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know what it's probably frying my fucking corneas, but it's all for the all
You think that's so messed up? I was thinking the same thing.
yeah, and like burning my eyes out. I mean, my vision is already not the best, but I haven't noticed anything too drastic. But I gotta fight my yeah, I gotta fight my cousin. He commented in here. It said he was gonna get the game, so we're gonna have a he's used to be a college athlete, dude. So he better beat me. But I'm gonna beat him up. By the way, I know somebody in here said that they had Thrill of the Fight, and now they're not commenting. So you should probably like step up. Quit being a chicken.
I think it was AJ.
Was it AJ?
Yeah, he was talking about how sore he was from playing last night. He just got it or whatever.
Stanwell, do you have it? Don't be shy, dude.
And now they can get booted.
Yeah. All right. That's on target.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out.
I think
Talk to you
target.
tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. We're gonna go ahead and stop the recording here in just a second after this. I think this one has a chance to go sideways, but otherwise, retest down here at 133.45. All right, guys. Have a good afternoon. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Pray for sleep. Yeah. Peace.
And a drill and duct tape, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yes, chef.